Hey,
What's going on, brother?
welcome in and welcome back.
Yo, what's going on, everybody? You guys caught me dancing because they did us wrong today, man. They let two Eagle fans in the building. But I mean, it is what it is. We're gonna be as non-biased as possible, and keep it real as real sports analysts do. Super excited to get with you guys. You guys already know what time it is. It is Wednesday. When it's Wednesday, it's hump day. And when it's hump day, it's the Sports Lounge Media. And like my homie DP likes to say, welcome to the lounge. We got to put that on the shirt, man.
Yeah, it's coming.
It's coming. You heard it. You heard it right there. So with that being said, let's give our just real quick our sponsors a quick thank you. We are powered by the Mogul Brand and the Diamond Collection. You can go get your Diamond Collection products at www.poweredbytmb.com. Click in that Sports Lounge Media code, and you'll be able to get 20% off today off of your product. And you know, they have 77 essential minerals, alkaline to the pH of 10, really great stuff in there, reoccurring electrolytes, like I said, probiotics straight from the soil, and a lot of good things. And they are also endorsed by the NFL alumni. So super excited for that, and you guys be able to take advantage of that. But we also, for our sponsors, have the number one sports fan. Go check them out to go get all your merch. It is going to be one of the biggest game watched, I believe, in NFL history tomorrow. Go get your Dallas Cowboy jerseys, but really, go get your Philadelphia Eagle jerseys. Okay, they have them in stock today for you. They got Saquon Barkley, they got Schmitty, they got all the legends up in there. Go check them out. And then, of course, just if you're a fan of any other team, you can go in there and go get your team. Let them know that Sports Lounge Media sent you. You could find them in Tulare, Visalia, Hanford, and in LA. And again, let them know that Sports Lounge Media sent you to get a percentage off. When we get to the Kelly Bill Graphics, who makes these right here for us. They could do decals. They do shirts, sweaters, polos, hats. They can even wrap cars, guys. So if you need to get that done, go down to Cali Bill Graphics to get that done down in Tulare, California. Be able to get that. Again, thank you to our sponsors. Appreciate them. But last but not least, we have Brian Martino. You can go get Brian Martino Construction.com to be able to get a free estimate, and anything over $10,000, you let them know the Sports Lounge sent you. You're gonna get $1,000 off. You're gonna get $1,000 off, and that's just a little bit from us to be able. But thank you guys for supporting us. Thank you for joining us. Those who are part of the Sports Lounge Media team, thank you so much for supporting us. We have shows that you will see at the outro. Go click and subscribe to every single one of those channels. Show them love. Let them feel the love as we build this community, because we're on to some big things. But we're going to jump in with my boy DP. You guys seen him last week. You're going to see him this week. You're going to see him every single day. I mean, tell him a little bit about you could tell him a little bit about how primetime is going to work. Tell him how primetime is going to work, man.
Yeah, man. So you're going to be kicking it with me. Each and every primetime game, we watch the game together. I give you my live commentary. We'll have new guests every week from the Sports Lounge Media. You never know who's going to stop by, right? So giving you my thoughts on the game, giving you my thoughts on everything leading up to the game, and it's going to be a great time. So you don't want to miss it.
Yeah.
Every primetime game.
So you mean to tell me when there's a game in Brazil or a game overseas, you gonna be up at 4 o'clock, 5 o'clock, Pacific time?
Yep, I'm gonna be up. I've already worked it out with my clone, and we've already got that nailed down. So We're
Yeah,
coming to
well, you heard it first, bright and early, so you ain't gonna miss a game. I'm excited for that show to kick off, man. Thank you so much for doing that for us, and we appreciate you. With that, you already know the love there. But let's get into it. Yeah, you want to talk about some of these primetime games?
absolutely, especially when the first one is the birds. Why not?
All right, let's dive into it then. So we got tomorrow, Thursday night, 5:20. We got the kickoff. The banners dropping. The ring ceremony is happening. The Philadelphia Eagles is at home, and the Dallas Cowboys get to travel to Philadelphia to the link to play against the Philadelphia the Super Bowl reigning champions, Philadelphia Eagles. Man, how do you feel about this game? There's a lot of controversy I see over the internet. Seen a lot of different takes. A lot of people think that the Cowboys are going to end up stunning us, and because we get off to a slow start in the beginning of the season, we have fans saying that's going to be a close game, but the Eagles are going to win by 10. And then you got fans like me that they call delusional, and I think we're going to blow them out 34-10. Well, how do you think this game really is going to play out, DP?
Man, I'm excited. First of all, anybody who knows Eagles football knows that we kind of come out the gate slow. But that's more of a first half thing. So I'm not delusional to think that Dak and CD and George aren't going to connect early, especially with our questions at the CB2 position. But ultimately, once we make our adjustments, once we establish the run game and wake up in the second half, hopefully it doesn't take a whole half to do so. But ultimately, we pull away with that one. But I feel real good about this game. I'm not going to lie to you.
Yeah, and obviously there's a lot of question at the CB2 position. I think Ja'Cory Bennett has won that position right now. They do have packages with Cooper DeJean. I heard that he's going to be playing a little bit of George Pickens one-on-one in certain scenarios. Obviously, Sidney Brown got the go-ahead and take that safety position. I'm feeling really good with our front. Right there, our defensive line looking really nice, real good, and our additions. Some of the players to look out for, though, and you could chime in and give your thoughts. Jahad Campbell, man, filling in for Nakobe Dean, and then also in rotation, maybe Ty Robinson get some reps in there. In place of Jordan Davis. How do you feel about those additions? And then we'll talk on the opposite side on the defense for
How
the Cowboys.
how can you not be excited about the rookie phenom that is Jahad Campbell? So obviously he was projected to go as maybe top five, but there were some injury concerns, right? Some knees, some shoulders in there. I didn't think that it was anything significant enough for him to fall all the way to the Super Bowl champs, but that's exactly what happened. He fell in our lap yet again, and we were told that he wouldn't be ready until around this time, but he hasn't missed a practice. So I would rather have a guy in camp that you got to tell, whoa, as opposed to, all right, let's step it up on this rep. So he's ready. He's chomping at the bit. Unfortunately for Nakobe Dean, he may not get a chance to see the action that he would have if Jahad Campbell wasn't here, because I'm hearing that he's lighting it up. So I'm excited to see him fly around, sack Dak a couple of times, maybe even get a pick six. Who knows? Oh, there he is. Marc's in the building.
There he is.
But yeah, when it comes to um, Jahad Campbell, I'm excited about him, and also Ty Robinson. I mean, you expect him to be a rotational piece at best, especially with the loaded room. You already know what you're going to get out of Jalen Carter. Pretty much know what you're going to get out of Jordan Davis. Then you have Ajomo and Gabe Hall, who could be in the rotation maybe. But that's a loaded room, so I'm sure he'll make the most out of his snaps. But with him being pretty low on the depth chart, I don't suspect to see him make much of a splash in game one.
Now let's move on to the defense of the Dallas Cowboys. Now, again, we'll talk a little bit. We'll talk just very briefly. I will say that they do not have Michael Parsons. He's been traded to the Green Bay Packers. But with that being said, yes, sir. Let's go. With that being said, Also, they do have injuries with I believe Diggs is not going to play tomorrow, right? And I believe,
So
yeah, I think two of their corners are not playing. Overshone is not playing. So their defense is looking kind of thin right now.
yeah, so the reports are saying that Diggs will more than likely play. I think they kind of rushed him back a little bit because they know the buzzsaw that is the Eagles. Overshown, I don't think they're expecting him until Thanksgiving, which is a good
Dang.
thing for us because I mean he's a dog. So I mean, whenever you can miss out on having to go up against a talent like that, it's always a good thing. And then Micah Parsons is probably the biggest um, talent that they're going to be missing tomorrow, and I already felt confident that we were going to win the game, but it just kind of gives me a little bit more confidence that we'll pull this one out.
Okay. Let's move on to the offensive side of the ball. Let's start with we talked a little bit about Dak Prescott. Do you have any concerns him coming off of injury, knowing that even a healthy Dak throws at least one pick a game? Do you have any um, concerns about their offensive play? Obviously, they don't have a running game. Um, you know, well, we don't know that they do or not. I mean, it's just based on an assumption they don't have a running game, but they do have two backs. Um, but also they have Jake Ferguson, they have George Pickens and CD Lamb, of course. But do you have any concerns? And then they got the Tylers, right? The three Tylers, right?
Great ball of Tyler.
Yeah. And so do you have any concerns on Dak Prescott in that offense? Any question marks?
No, I kind of feel what you're getting out of Dak in the regular season. He's going to put up the numbers. He's a vet in this league. When healthy, he could be considered one of the top 10 quarterbacks in this league, especially in the regular season. So I don't really have any concerns. When he's healthy, we already know what we're going to get from him. He's got a new weapon in George Pickens. Him and CD's connection is lights out. Jake Ferguson is a decent tight end. What is interesting, or what I do have concerns with, is their offensive line and running back. Obviously, with Javante Williams, Booby Sanders, and Jaden Blue. I think his name is Blue, something Blue.
Yeah, Jaden
So
Blue.
they're kind of unknowns from those two positions. So if they can't run the ball, then they don't stand a chance, honestly. So I think they probably make a concerted effort to try to establish a run game early on us.
Yeah, and knowing how Brian Schottenheimer, is that his name?
Yeah,
Head
Sean.
coach. Yeah. So the way that he plays hard nosed football, old school football. Um, you're gonna probably see some snaps under center, right? Not so many shotguns like you've seen in the previous year, trying to change the culture a little bit of how they run the Cowboys run their offense, right? So he wants to kind of take possessions away from us. Is you think time management will be an issue with us moving on to our offensive side of the ball and stuff like that, knowing that Schottenheimer is probably going to move that direction, an old school way. I mean, for me, I would tell you that it doesn't bother me because Saquon Barkley just needs one play. So, I mean, I don't think time management would be an issue, but that's his style of play. Do you think that plays a factor into the Eagles, how the Eagles get production?
Not really. Like you said, at the end of the day, if all else fails with our offense, just hand the ball to Saquon. We still got one of the best lines in the NFL. So if for some reason we're not connecting on the outside, if for some reason it's just not open, just run the ball.
Yeah. Let's move on to the Philly offense. Obviously, the Philly offense, we got Saquon Barkley. We also got an addition with AJ Dillon. Like to hear your thoughts on AJ Dillon, but we also got Will Shipley. Johnny Wilson is an injury. I was really high hopes on him, but hopefully he comes back. 20 pounds with muscle and transitions to tight end. I would love to see him as a tight end. Personally, 6'7", 6'7". No, but anyways, yeah, he will definitely be a great tight end, especially with Dallas Goedert, I think, in an exit. But we do have Dallas Goedert. We also have wide receiver AJ Brown. AJ Brown.
Devontae Smith,
Devontae Smith. trying to
Jahan
remember the other
Dotson,
ones. Yeah,
Jahan
Jahan
Dotson.
Dotson, Mechie, and Darius Cooper, right?
Yep.
Um, thoughts in the. Let's start with the wide receiver room first. So, do you think? Obviously, we know the three is. Do you think that Mechie and Cooper they have packages for them too? And how much
It's po-
production do you think that they would get?
it's possible. We don't tend to. We barely show our wide receiver 3 any love, so
I
I,
know.
I don't have
That's
any hope for a wide receiver 4 and 5 to get any attention unless our ones and twos are out. So um, they may down the stretch become more involved because it could potentially be a new offense, at least from a passing standpoint. But initially, you got to go with the top two, and whatever's left over, you got to think that we still got to feed Dallas Goddard. We still got to feed Saquon in the passing game. AJ Dillon is also a nice piece to throw the ball to out of the backfield, and Will Shipley. So we got a lot of mouths to feed on offense, and I don't see a lot of target share going to a fourth or fifth wide receiver.
unless barring injury, right?
Right.
Yeah, yeah, and I agree. I agree there. So, in all reality, I think offensively, there is no real. I mean, and then we can go into injury, right? So we have Landon Dickerson, who had a back injury, I believe.
It
Um,
was a meniscus
yeah,
injury.
and then
He
something,
got it
something,
surgically repaired.
yeah, and then something in his back recently. There's something wrong with his back or something like that. They were saying. Um, but he'll be back anyways. He's suiting up
Yep.
anyways. And then who else was struggling?
Well, we had AJ that had the
Yeah,
hammy for the
hamstring.
longest,
Yeah, he's had that injury for last
and then
last year too.
Smitty was dealing with a groin.
Yeah,
Um,
he should be
I
fine.
think
What do you
Jalen
guys think
Carter
about,
had
real quick? What do you guys think about with N'Kobe Dean out on the defensive side?
We talked a little
man.
bit about
I'm
that. We
excited.
got yeah, we talked a little bit about that with Jahad Campbell coming in. He's been lighting it up. Yeah. You want to talk a little bit about that, DP?
Yeah, man. I'm excited.
Your remark.
I'm excited to see what the young guy has. This is a huge opportunity for him to come in and make a splash and potentially never give it up. Because that's how we found out about Quinyon Mitchell for real. Is the injury to Isaiah Rogers opened up the door, and then we saw what he did against the Packers, and it just couldn't take him out after that. So I suspect it'll be similar to what we saw in Week 1 last year, where he lights it up, and it just doesn't make sense to take him out because I think we're looking at about Week 5 when we can start thinking about N'Kobe Dean returning to action, and it may be too late at that point.
And if they do, they'll probably ease him in, right?
Right,
They'll just certain plays, things like that, ease him in, which is good because now we have two animals for playoffs, right? But let's move into predictions. Does anybody have a prediction on how much, or what the score is going to be between the Eagles and the Cowboys before we move into the Chiefs and the Chargers?
Because spread's what, 7.5?
Yeah.
I think he had moved up to 8.
Yeah, I think it's 8 now. The Micah trade, it might be even more now because the Micah yesterday I went down and I went down to the casino and they said that it was even more. Yeah, 8.5 now.
8.5.
Yeah, it went up a whole.
Which is crazy for an NFL game.
In Philly, though?
In Philly, though. And dropping the banner and motions are running high.
I mean,
and it's a division game too, though. We got to put that in consideration.
I mean, I don't even put that. Only thing I put in consideration is the fact being that you're playing in Philly, you automatically get 3 points right there.
Right.
Home field automatically gets 3 points. So they're still saying it's only 5.5 when you look at it that way.
No.
Every home team gets 3 points. Now you might go in as an underdog, even though you're playing at home. So that's where you'll see like the 1.5, 2.5 points. It's like, well, this is the reason why. But I still think I'm going to say 13.
Hey, I'll take it.
That's to be honest, and that's what I'm thinking. The secondary that they have. The key is, you'd mentioned Mike, um, with Schottenheimer, he's gonna, you're gonna try and see Dak underneath the ball instead of at the shotgun. You got a guy who's coming off just major injury. One, so how mobile is he going to be? Now, I'm not saying you don't try and utilize that system later on, but you've got a rush defense that is set up that is so powerful, so quick. Not just about the strength, but the speed that they have. Dak needs to start 7 yards back no matter what. Like for him trying to do a 7-step drop, no, that dude needs to be like, if I'm underneath center, he needs 1-step throw. Like if he tries to get 3, he's pretty much getting, they're getting close.
No, we hoping.
No, let's you got to remember, you got mobility issues, because this isn't his first injury when it comes to his legs.
Mm-hmm.
He's seasoned the continuous leg injuries. So that's where I think, that's why I have it at 13. And so Schottenheimer needs to take that in consideration, or you're going to see Joe Milton in there really quick. Because
and it's over then.
Yeah, I mean, let's be honest. I love Joe Milton, and I've said it before and I'll say it again. He's not ready to be a starter in the NFL. He's the Josh Allen of young, where he throws the ball way too freaking hard and it's causing him to overthrow the ball. But like I said, I think Philly's going to take it by 13 is what I really realistically think.
Yeah, I got 34-10. What do you got?
You
DP?
got 24?
Yes, sir. What do you got, DP?
I tend to lean away from actual scores, but I got Philly by 10.
Okay. All right. Now let's move into the Chiefs and the Chargers. Who do you guys got winning that game? And we'll dive right into it.
For me, I gotta go with the Chiefs until Herbert shows me otherwise.
Mark?
Chiefs and Chargers at KC?
Nope. In Brazil.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, in Brazil.
Neutral site.
That's right. So man, I'm taking Chargers. I'm taking the Chargers. I think Kelsey is too busy focused on T Swizzle. They don't have any wide. They're out without Rashee Rice. So that's going to limit right there 2 receiving threats. San Diego has stepped it up on the defensive side of the ball. Plus, Harbaugh has them clicking. I don't see Kansas City making the playoffs at all. I know a lot of people still have them making, division. Of course, everyone thinks I'm crazy when I say that I have the Raiders winning that West.
And we'll talk about that later, but go ahead.
My big thing was the lack of improvement that Kansas City did. So that's a problem. That's why I've got the Chargers. Yeah. And it's going to be close. Realistically, I'm going to say probably 4 points. That's it.
Okay. I also got the Chargers for numerous reasons. I think that Jim Harbaugh did a hell of a job last year getting them into playoff contention. Obviously, they lost in the first round, but with that, needless to say, for him to take a team and with pretty much nobody and turn around when he gave away everybody, Eckler and all the the crew and still make it. That says something. They did have an addition with, even though they have Ladd and McConkey, they did bring back Keenan Allen. That adds another decoy to that offensive scheme. They have Najee Harris over there and Justin Herbert. Justin Herbert does have a lot to prove, but the perfect person to put in position and the quarterback whisperer would be Jim Harbaugh. So, I mean, if you're going to win under anybody, it's going to be underneath him. For some reason, he does make quarterbacks good. We can't ignore that. So I think that gives them a little bit more of a push. Their defense did step it up as well. I think their defense is solid. I think that they have a lot of potential to make some noise in the AFC West. I do have them finishing second in division. I do have them beating Kansas City Chiefs in the first week stunner. This does have to play into the last year's season. I don't think the Chiefs really did much in the offseason. I really also looking at the last year, there was about 8 games. They won those games anywhere from 3 to 7 points. It just didn't seem like the same Chiefs team. But again, like DP said, you can't count them out. You still got Mahomes. You still got Reed, and you still got Spagnuolo. The Chiefs do have a strong defense, right? They do have a solid defense. Now the worry is now offensively. We've seen Travis Kelce give up in the Super Bowl. We don't know where his mindset is. He did drop some weight in the offseason. We'll see what that looks like. But they don't have Rashid Rice. I mean, at the end of the day, the Chiefs are going to do what the Chiefs do. But I just think that in week 1, I think Jim Harbaugh is going to have them clicking on all cylinders. So give me the Chargers in week 1 in this game. Let's move on to let's move on to the Sunday night game. We got the Ravens versus the Bills, guys. That's going to be that's the game right there. I think that's going to be a really tough matchup right there right off the gate. But who do you guys got, the Ravens or the Bills? And then again, this is Monday Night Football. The Ravens are visiting the Buffalo Bills. Who do you guys got?
Bills.
So we got the Bills with Mark. Who do you got, DP?
Give me the Ravens. We pretty much know what we're getting out of both. But I am interested to see what these new additions look like in Baltimore.
Yeah, reason behind picking the Bills?
Yeah, Josh Allen.
That's
all you gotta say.
Okay.
That's all you gotta say. No, for me, the offensive side of the ball when it comes to the Bills, they're gonna have to rely on that secondary. Now, the one thing that Ravens did improve was they went ahead and they added Jair Alexander, which does help them on the secondary side. But the key
where did Mike Green go?
Mike Green, I don't even know where he went. Let me look it up right now, actually.
I thought he went to the Ravens.
He went somewhere, but I'm not. He went to the Ravens, yeah.
Yeah. Where did Starks go?
Malachi Starks?
Yeah.
He's still there.
He's with the Ravens, right?
Yeah.
Hamilton got an extension, didn't he?
Big bag.
Yeah, he did.
Humphrey's still there?
Yeah.
Oh, Nate Wiggins, is he still playing cornerback?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay. And Jair Alexander, he about to be in there too, right? On the defense?
And I'm not worried about that. Like I said, I mentioned the comment. I stated a comment earlier talking about being able to.
I haven't even talked about the offense, you guys. And for everybody that's going to be in the chat and anybody going to watch this, I still haven't talked about the offense. But go ahead, tell me about the Bills.
Let's sit there. Let's hop right into the Baltimore offense. Everyone talks about Derek, King Henry. What did he do last year? Did he have a really good season? Yes, he did.
He had a phenomenal season.
But again, you have a guy. The problem is you got Lamar. That I'm going to tell you right now. I think the problem that Baltimore has is Lamar. You have a head coach in John Harbaugh. He loves Lamar. He's openly talked about it. I mean, but the problem is Lamar Jackson is not a John Harbaugh quarterback.
He's more of a Joe Flacco guy.
Exactly. That's the key. And so that's where you have a guy where it becomes an interruption. He'll hold on to the ball. What's Lamar Jackson's biggest problem? He holds on to the ball because he wants to run it more. I mean, he's 1,000-yard rusher. There's teams in the NFL that didn't even have 1,000-yard rusher, but yet they managed to have a quarterback who rushed for 1,000 and a running back who rushed for 2. That's the problem that they got going on. Is at the end of the day, it is the Lamar Jackson when it comes to what do I have to do? Am I going to put the team first or am I going to pick me first?
They did add some. They did add some insurance in a wide receiver room. They put D Hop out there. You got Bateman and you got Zay Flowers. Obviously, Zay Flowers is going to be your number one, but you did put a little bit more insurance for him to throw the football. You got two tight ends in Likely and Mark Andrews.
So you got to have a seasoned D Hop.
Mm-hmm.
Have a seasoned Mark Andrews.
Mm-hmm.
Zay Flowers has not proven himself. I mean, realistically, Zay Flowers is not a number one in pretty much on any. He should be a number 2. He's not a legitimate number 1. He's not shown that quite yet. And like, I'm the go-to guy.
That's debatable. I mean, he was out. He was out. How many weeks last year? And then he wasn't even in the playoff game, was he?
No, he wasn't.
Yeah.
But that's my thing. That's what's like, I have to figure out, what do I have to do? Now, barring injury, stuff like that, that's the other key. Zay Flowers is a deep threat type receiver. He's not a slot. He's not a guy that can run the slant. He's, unless if it's a basically like a post route, a deep post or something like that.
Isn't that why they got Bateman? Isn't that why they got Bateman?
They needed the guy. They had to have somebody that has size. The Eagle. Now I'm going to take this to the Eagles, and the one thing, I mean, I'm not a big fan of Devontae Smith. Never have been. Never will be. It's like watching a stick out there, play football is what it is.
And to everybody to add context, it's because Devontae Smith is a Bama guy. That's why he's saying that.
It's because it's like watching a stick out there and play.
Well, that's Jaden Daniels.
Hey,
they call him Cinnamon Stick.
And I'm not a fan of Jaden Daniels either. My thing is like you have to be able to take the hits. You have these guys right now, they cannot take the hits. AJ Brown, we've seen AJ, if it wasn't for the hammy, AJ Brown is a guy, he can take the hit. He's not afraid to take the hit. Devontae Smith's like, I can take the hit. I can take the hit. Devontae Smith, seriously, when you look at it, same thing with Zay Flowers. You might as well be Tyler Lockett. Let me catch the ball and get down on the ground. Because that's the only way you're going to bar from getting hurt. You're too small.
But I mean, I don't know about DP. I don't know about DP, but I'm cool with that. If you throwing 60-yard touchdown to me, and I just gotta jump catch and make that score, I'm cool with that. If I gotta get down the field and do a small little curl route and get that and then get down, I'm cool with that because you got AJ Brown who's a big body. So, right. I mean, everybody has a responsibility. It's not like he's a number 1 right now where he has to take on all of the roles.
But see, that's where Zay Flowers, so going back to the Baltimore thing, that's the problem that Zay Flowers has. You have Lamar who holds onto the ball too long. So what happens with wide receivers when they hold on the ball too long? Quarterback is scrambling. Wide receivers have to come back. Wide receivers come back. That means wide receivers are getting lit up. Because, you have a guy who's a deep ball threat. All of a sudden, he's having to come back. He's no longer getting hit by that cornerback or that safety. He's now getting smashed by the linebackers, possibly even the defensive tackles.
So because of that, you have the Bills winning.
I have a problem with it's because of Lamar.
Okay, because of Lamar. Okay.
So
I'll tell you this: if Lamar Jackson has a mistake-free game,
that's like us saying, is Dak Prescott going to have a mistake-free game?
Well, I mean, those are two different.
No, it's the same exact thing. One's going to either fumble the ball, the other one's going to intercept the ball.
Okay,
that's both their problems. It is it's very rare you see Lamar actually hold on, because he's too busy holding on to the ball.
I think they're going to have Derrick Henry run a lot in this game.
I hope they do.
I think
that's going to be their key.
That's going to be the game plan because they failed to do that the game before they got to the AFC Championship. They failed to keep handing him the ball. So I think that you're going to see a lot of running in this game.
What
do you think, DP? Go ahead
Every,
and chime in your
every
last thoughts
game,
into it.
every
Yeah.
game that the Ravens lost last year was due to the fact that they didn't run the ball enough. So that's their main key to victory. If they give the ball to Henry, they'll win the game early and often.
Cool. Yeah, let's move on. Last game before we got our honorable mention. Um, we got the Vikings, guys, going to the Chicago Bears. A lot of people are having that the Chicago Bears have Ben Johnson. They got two guards and a center. They still got their guys with Caleb Williams, and then they got D Swift and the whole cast. They have a strong defense. Everybody has them really. Everybody got really high hopes on them winning. At least either winning division or second in division. And then you got the opposite side where you have a really strong defense that have proven themselves, and Jay Jettas, Addison. You got Aaron Jones Sr. But they got JJ McCarthy. So there's question marks on, is JJ McCarthy, who is what was speculated to be one of the most ready quarterback coming out of college, playing in his first debut game against Chicago. How does this game go, guys? How does this game end up? Who wins this game?
Minnesota.
I think I gotta lean. I gotta lean Vikings too, just because even though I don't know enough to trust McCarthy yet, but I know I don't trust Caleb.
Yeah. So I would say I'll lean more on that Vikings defense of putting a lot of pressure on Caleb to make bad decisions. I don't think that any of that will play a part, but I mean, there's things in this game that I feel that JJ McCarthy is going to grow from. There'll be some growing pains obviously happening, but I have them winning Vikings easy. He has all the weapons that he needs with Hawkinson and everybody else. But the Bears are just not ready yet. I just don't think they're just ready yet.
I mean, if you can have a turnkey offense, I would think that the Vikings are as close to what you can consider a turnkey offense. They have everything outside of a proven quarterback, and that's what part of the reason why you see Sam Darnold go out and light it up last year, because he had everything, including proper coaching to help him be successful. So all the things are there for McCarthy to potentially have a great season, but he still got to go out and do it.
Yeah, he got to prove himself. What do you think, Mark?
I think I have zero hope. I mean,
Zero hope is crazy.
Zero. I have zero hope of the Bears being first in the division, let alone even second. It's the Chicago Bears. I mean, everyone wants to talk about, oh, well, they're bringing in Ben Johnson. You and I have had a conversation about this multiple times. I do not care until he proves himself as a head coach. Just because you could be a coordinator doesn't mean you could be a head coach. We've seen that with Romeo Crennel. We've seen that with Robert Saleh. We've seen that with Hugh Jackson. We've seen that with a lot of people. Like they make great coordinators, but they're just not head coaches. And I think that because they're so focused on a head coach that's an offensive coordinator, they have to be defensive minded. So when you have you have a defensive coordinator, you got to be offensive minded, because you got to think it's not. The problem is everyone out there in the NFL, and I've talked about this and I've said it multiple times. The NFL, they're playing checkers. They're not playing chess. The great coaches in the game, the Andy Reids, the Mike McCarthy's, when back in Green Bay, you had the Don Shula's, all the great head coaches of the time. They were playing chess while everyone else was trying to play checkers. They were offensive-minded coaches thinking about the defense. They had defensive-minded coaches thinking of the offense. That's the key. Right now, everyone's like, he's an offensive-minded coach. He's got to think offense. No, he's got to sit there and think defense. He should already know what the offense is going to do, because that's where his mindset is at. So I don't think with the acquisition of Ben Johnson, yes, they got some great players in Chicago. You got the Joe Tooney, same like they did lose Keenan Allen, um, but the same exact problem that Baltimore has is the same exact problem that Chicago has. Caleb Williams was sacked 68 times last year. I mean, I don't care. You could put Jerry Rice, Calvin Johnson, you could put Terrell Owens in that offense, and if he can't figure out how to read a play to get the dang ball out, it don't matter what Hall of Famers you got in there. That is Caleb Williams' problem. That is, everyone wants to say, oh, and you said it, like you just hate him because it's Caleb Williams. No, I hate him for the fact that I don't think he's prepared. He left Oklahoma to go to USC. Why? Because it brought him more spotlight. Did it do him well? Yes, it did. He didn't play a challenge. Now all of a sudden he goes to Chicago. He's tossed right into the fire as the number one pick, and he's too busy worried about his fingernails being painted and what he wears and all this other stuff, instead of focusing on what matters. How do I read the freaking defense? And obviously it shows that he did not spend enough time. So I'm hoping, I'm hoping that he does improve. I don't mind being proven wrong, but as of right now, I said it last year. If he does not do something for improvement, to me, he's a bust. Everyone says you got to give him 3 years. No, he has this year to prove himself to me to be like, okay, he's not a bust. It's the same concept with Jamarcus Russell with the Raiders, way back. Number one pick, what did he do? He was considered a bust within 2 years. Ryan Leaf, it took him 3 years. So everyone thinks you got to give him time. He cannot read the defense. That is his biggest issue. So hopefully Ben Johnson worked with him, being the offensive-minded coach, and trying to teach him how to read the defense properly.
Yeah, that is the only way. In Caleb Williams' defense, if I was Cochran, right, in his defense, I will say that he did have a decent preseason, even though he's plays against ones and twos. He looked like, because my complaint last year was I don't think it was even the reads. I think it was the speed of the game. He couldn't adapt to the speed of the game. Therefore, he made really bad decisions. He did hold on to the ball. He got sacked 68, 69 times in that season. But he did put up some numbers. I just think it was the speed of the game. He did show signs that he is adapting to the speed of the game. He does have a little bit more protection, which would give him a little bit more time to make another decision. Let's just see if he can progress in this offense that is set up that has two new guards and a center. But I still have them finishing. With all that being said, I still got them finishing fourth in division. But they will be better underneath Ben Johnson, and Ben Johnson is going to do what is necessary for them to be better.
I'm giving them 6 wins on the season, and I think that's being generous.
Jesus Christ, Mark. All right, let's move on. Let's move on now, because we might be talking about who his nail person is in a minute. So before we can transition into the Detroit Lions. Honorable mention, right? DP honorable mention. Game of the week would be the Lions versus the Green Bay Packers, and the Lions are going to travel to the Green Bay Packers. And there was an addition. I don't know who the addition was. I really still don't remember. Does anyone remember who the addition to the team was?
I think his name is Micah.
Micah.
Last name.
Yeah, Micah Parsons, y'all.
To Green Bay, I was going to say, to Detroit, you had Aiden.
Oh, yeah, I'm sorry. Sorry. To Green Bay Packers. To the Green Bay Packers, it was an addition. Micah Parsons is now on the team. Does that add a little bit more? I mean, the question is does that add, a little bit more to their defense? Does that put them in conversations? I still haven't have them winning division this year, and we'll talk about that later, division winning and all that will be the end of our show. But right now, I still have them winning division. I have them beating the Lions. Last year, they really didn't, even though Love struggled with injury starting week 1, it was our fault. We started him with the injury, and then they just didn't get
He's
better.
Starting again this year with injury.
With the surgery on the left hand?
Yeah.
Come on. Anyways, I mean, outside
Still
of
an
that,
injury.
yeah, I mean, I think he will have a better season this season. But I think that I just think with Josh Jacobs and the crew, I just have them more ready NFL team than the Detroit Lions. There's a lot of questions over there. What's that defense really going to look like? They're already barring injuries. You got a whole new offense and defensive coordinator and a whole different staff. Um, Dan Campbell is still there, and everybody mentions him. But there's an offensive defensive coordinator that are calling plays, and the guys still have to go play. I really don't trust Jared Goff. 1 week he'll throw five tutties. The next game he'll throw 5 interceptions. I really don't know what we're gonna get out of him this year. But I have the Green Bay Packers winning week 1 by 10 points. What is your guys' take on the Micah situation, and who do you guys got winning this game?
Yeah, I think obviously this is a blockbuster trade, right? When we think about somebody like a Micah Parsons even being available to go, anywhere, but it begs the question: how much does the needle move? Now, we come into the season before the move thinking that the Packers were at least a threat to win the division. Now it kind of solidifies them as a true contender, at least in the division. I've heard some people say as much as they're the ones that are going to be the best of the best in the NFC conference. I'm not sure I'm ready to go there yet, but what's the first step to the playoffs? Winning your division. So I definitely think it puts them in the right frame of mind. This also feels like a move that puts them in a win now mode, though. You don't make a move, you don't give up 2 first-round picks and your best run defender if you're not going to go for it all, right? So they're putting a lot on Love's shoulders. They're expecting him to come out and deliver a championship. So they're pushing all their chips in. So let's see if it pans out.
Yeah, and Vegas does have them favored winning division as well.
So, real quick, I'm gonna chime in on this. Obviously, being a Packer fan, and I'm gonna be a realistic fan as well. They still have not proven. They still have not been able to sit there and show with the wide receiver setup that they have. They cannot keep up injuries. Christian Watson is out again. They went and got Matthew Golden. He had a decent off season or preseason, but again, they got to figure out something with their offensive line. That's the biggest thing that they have an issue. Josh Jacobs did a great job last year for them, but if it's not a run play, they better figure out how to give Jordan Love time, because that is another guy who does struggle getting the ball out. Okay, so that is the key to this. People need to understand, and what I'm trying to get is, you want a good quarterback. Your key starts not with your wide receiver room, not with your running backs. It starts with your stinking offensive line. And if you do not have a good offensive line, you're not going to be successful. That is the problem that the Green Bay Packers have. Now, as for the addition of Micah, was I stoked to see Micah to go? Just so you all know, if you actually go back to when we were live on draft night, I actually called it.
Called what?
Micah to Green Bay. Everyone thought I was crazy, but
we're gonna have to go.
You can go back. You can go back. I'll tell you right now, it's there. I called it Micah to Green Bay because I had Marshall tell me, "You're crazy. You don't know what the heck you're talking about."
Yeah,
But
I can attest to the fact that, I mean, I don't remember you saying that, but I do remember if you did say that, I would have called you crazy, because I didn't in a million years think that we would be talking about Micah Parsons being traded anywhere, let alone to the team that they couldn't beat with Micah Parsons.
Yeah, I remember him saying that he's not gonna go to the Philadelphia Eagles. I just don't remember him saying he's gonna go to
no,
Green Bay.
I called him. I called him. You go back to draft night, you'll sit there and see it. But anyway, adding Micah is a good thing for the defenses. But here's the catch: what is the problem that he had in Dallas?
Can't stop the run.
Exactly. Who did they trade away? DP.
Kenny Clark, the run stopper.
What's the problem now that you got? You got nobody in the middle of the field. So they better hope that it's not a run. So if you want to get sacks, guess what? Green Bay is going to sit there and take care of that for you. You know, between Quay Walker, Rashawn Gary, and Micah. But when it comes to stopping the run, you're going to see guys realistically. Pretty much every running back is going to. I'm saying this. I think you're going to see 125 yards a game from the starting running back every season because of that.
That's crazy.
But that's how bad I think our run stopping capabilities are. You might have addressed an issue where we needed to get pressure to the quarterback, but you can't sit there and rob Peter to pay Paul and expect Peter to sit there and fill in for you. That's exactly what they did. They lost Jair Alexander, so that means now you're dealing with Eric Stokes is coming off of injury as well. Secondary can't handle things. So what's going to happen? I have the Lions still taking the division. I do think Green Bay is going to finish second. I got Chicago obviously sitting in the cellar, Minnesota at third. But there were too many things that they've done. Now, as for what you mentioned, DP, about win now. Now, I can attest to saying that it actually the head coach, the president of the Packers, because there are no owners, the people are the owners of Green Bay. So, as for the president of the Green Bay Packers, he has stated that he will not give an extension right now to neither LaFleur, the head coach Matt LaFleur, or the general manager. It is not going to happen right now because he just got put in as the president there this year. He has stated they need to figure something out to get us over the hurdle for me to even consider giving them a contract extension. It's the same exact thing that Dallas has struggled with, with Dak there. Dak does great in the regular season. Green Bay has always done, they've always figured out a way. Matt LaFleur is basically another Mike Tomlin. He's always found a way to make the playoffs since he has been there. Went to the NFC Championship, couldn't beat the Niners. Went to the NFC Championship again, couldn't beat the Niners. Went to the division round, couldn't beat the Eagles. He's struggling with certain things. Wide receiver room, from injuries drastically across the board. That's across the NFL. But you're robbing Peter to pay Paul. They went ahead and gave him this huge contract. You have two guys that are going to be making over $100 million between Jordan Love and Micah Parsons. So that means you got to fill 51 men with remaining of what you have on your salary cap. So yes, it was we need to win this now, or
type of move.
We're going to dip out.
Yeah.
And that's what they did. Giving up 2 first rounders, I do think that was a good, it's like, was it great? I don't think it was great. I think they could have got him for less, to be honest. I mean, I would have tossed in like a 3rd round pick realistically in 3 years just to keep Kenny Clark. Yeah. I think the key to that deal, it wasn't the draft picks, it was Kenny Clark.
Yeah.
So that's where I have the problem with that trade. It does have a high side, but it also has a very good low side. So it's a high risk, high reward type thing. But I don't think that they're going to be. I do have them splitting, so I do have them winning for this game at home. But I also have Detroit winning at home when Green Bay goes there.
Oh, okay, cool. So you have them splitting.
Yes, I have them splitting.
Okay, great. Yeah, let's move on. Let's move on real quick. We got a couple more minutes here. Let's give the viewers our take. And guys, you can put it in the chat below. If you see us on the replay, go ahead and put it on the chat on who you think is going to win division. We're going to go through real quick, real fast, a speed round and we'll talk more in depth later about divisions and who's going to finish 2nd, 3rd, 4th, and all that. But we're just going to give our division winners right here, right now in a speed lightning round on who you got, and then we'll get into our last little bit, and we're out of here, guys. Real quick, AFC North, who do you guys have winning the AFC North? Let's start with DP, then we'll go to Mark, and then I'll say my pick, and we'll just keep going round robin.
Give me the Ravens.
Ravens.
I also have the Ravens. Let's do AFC South.
Texans, baby.
Agree.
I also have the Texans. Is it gonna get? Oh, this is where it's. Oh, it's not gonna
AFC
get
East.
interesting. Let's do the AFC East.
The Bills.
Bills.
I also got the Bills. Now this is where it gets interesting because Mark has a good take, and you might, and I know DP has somebody different as well as me. AFC West. Who do you got, DP?
Chiefs.
Don't do that. Don't do that. Come on.
until further notice.
All right, who do you got, Mark?
Raiders.
Oh man,
Raiders.
yeah, I'm going with the Denver Broncos, y'all. I'm going with the Denver Broncos. NFC North.
I gotta go with the Packers. Give me the Packers.
Detroit.
Give me the Packers, baby. Go Pack, go. NFC South. This is gonna might be interesting too.
Yeah, the Bucks. I got the Bucks.
Okay.
Bucks.
I have ATL, man. I think they get over the hump. NFC East.
The Birds.
I'm gonna take the Giant. No, I'm joking.
Now that's a hot take.
Philly.
Yeah, I also got Philly, but that, I mean, the crazy part is I just said before you hopped on that I got the Giants finishing second in the division.
Now, it is noteworthy that there hasn't been a repeat winner in over 20 years. So let's see if we can break that.
The last time a repeat was done was by the Eagles, and that was 01 to 04.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Now, just so you guys know, the Giants, real quick, have unofficially announced Jackson Dart as the second string.
Yeah, that's not. I don't even know if that's breaking news.
Everyone was expecting it to be Jameis. Everyone was expecting it to be Jameis. I think Jackson proved himself. I think you
He
might
did.
see. I think you might see Jameis Winston traded. Is what I think you're going to see.
I can see that.
There's some people that need insurance for sure.
I mean,
So
Cleveland
the question
needs a quarterback.
becomes, when does Dart play this year?
Yeah.
Start or play?
Start.
Start.
It
Once
depends.
They have, well, I'll say this: Dart starts when their winning percentage is about 250.
I think it all depends on how they're doing throughout the season. I mean, if they're winning with Russ, I mean,
well, that's what I say. I mean, you see him start once their winning percentage is, substantially lower than 500.
Yeah, I think that's when you see them. They do have the toughest schedule too. Yeah, they do have the toughest schedule in the league too. So that's note too. Let's go as we talk about schedules and strength of schedules. Who do you guys got winning in the NFC West?
Let me go with the Niners, just because they have the easiest schedule. Now, there are still a lot of question marks with the Niners. Obviously, the Rams are the Rams, but I'm gonna take a chance and give me Frisco.
I got the check down king.
You got Frisco as well?
Yep.
Okay. I also got the Niners. I think the Niners. I don't think that the Niners are better than the Rams. I just think the Niners are going to win division because of the season, how the season's going to play out.
And I don't know how serious this back injury is with.
Yeah, that too. With him getting infusions every single game. And let me tell you this: they play against the Texans week 1.
Yeah.
We're gonna see how that back is really. We're gonna see how that back really is after that first game.
It's the same exact thing when it comes to Micah having to get epidurals every week, not paying attention to the medical chart.
There's a difference between getting hit and giving the hit, though.
No, not really.
Getting blindsided and getting directly hit in the back versus you tackling somebody is.
Yeah, but think of it this way: you might get, the odds of a quarterback getting blindsided is substantially less than having a 300-pound offensive lineman consistently falling on your back.
He did look good on that sled, though.
Yeah. He did. I don't think there's anything wrong. I think he's fine. But with that being said, that is our take on that. Oh, what happened? What happened?
What do you mean? What happened?
Oh, there it goes. With that being said, that is our take on our divisions. That's our take on who's going to win our division. We'll get in deep dive, but you guys are going to want to go right here, hit that QR code, www.sportsloungemedia.com, and go visit us. We're going to have a lot of great things happening there, and that's probably going to be your premier spot and exclusively on that website to go see Prime Time with DP. Right there on that website alone. It's looking that way. You guys are going to want to download or want to go to visit us right there. Again, it's www.sportsloungemedia.com. You can click that QR code. There's a lot of great things that you're going to be able to see on there. But yeah, so there's that. Also, we have our nonprofit, Hearts and House. You can go visit Hearts and House by going to their website. Also, the QR code is there. Every dog there is being spaded. They're also putting a chip in them. I didn't even know that at first, but they do that to keep track of their pets. But today, I think we could put this up. Can we put this up? Oh, hello. My name is Stacy. This is Stacy, y'all, from Hearts and House that needs to be adopted. You can go adopt her again by using that QR code that we put up. And when you go adopt, they will give you all necessary information that needs to be notated there. But again, go visit them at right there, Hearts and House, and hit that QR code.
And what are we working on, Mark? I think we were talking about
Hearts and
hooves.
hooves.
Hearts and hooves coming soon.
Coming soon. A horse, a
That's
donkey.
what I'm hoping for. I'm saying Hearts and hooves, man. You need a cow, you need a horse. Hit up Hearts and hooves. Hopefully, it's coming soon. That's for sure. Actually, here I got something else that's coming soon, just so everyone knows. And I'm gonna make sure everyone knows this. Sports Lounge Media web store is going to be going live in less than 1 month. We are working on the final details. It's going to have your decals. It's going to have your hoodies, hats, just like the dad hat that Mike is wearing. Exactly. The dad hats, the 47s, we're going to have those. T-shirts, the quarter zips, polos. I mean, you name it. We also are going to be coming out, of course, you always see me, rocking my Yetis, but actually, I will be having one to show you guys.
And I think we're wrapping cars too, right?
I mean, if you want to get a Sports Lounge Media wrap, I mean, hey, they can take care of the Cali Built Graphics. They take care of that for you, no problem. But with that being said, of course, we do also have again our Yetis to do laser engraving. None of the stickers to say. Everyone was always like, "Oh, just toss a sticker on it." No. These are actually going to be laser engraved. So you don't have to worry about things ever peeling off or anything like that. No, they are laser engraved. So this way it keeps it permanently. So be looking out for the web store for Sports Lounge Media, also coming soon to you guys.
Awesome. And again, thank you guys all for joining us tonight. We appreciate each and every one of you guys for joining us. Even if it's on the replay, go ahead and share it to your friends. Tell them to sub as well. The season is starting tomorrow. We're so excited about that, and we're gonna get into the season, man. And then October is the biggest month. Next month would be the biggest month for all sports being going on at one time. So right here at the Sports Lounge Media, we're going to be excited to give you all of that content along with special guests and all of that coming soon. And last but not least, DP, go ahead. We'll talk to you guys soon and take us out.
Welcome to the lounge.
That is.